All right. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem,
Ba'Shem,
Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakah Kadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace and blessings to the hopefully elect out there that's hastening today for this place to be destroyed and we be returned home to our kingdom, man, to the kingdom of heaven, man, which is going to be here on earth, being delivered and ushered in by Yahweh Shai. And just, man, the spark for this lesson, me and a brother was just going over different things we had encountered and the truth, dealing with niggas, dealing with brothers and different instances where, man, Jake do a lot of talking about losing and the things that we're going to encounter in this truth, but when the time come, are you really going to be ready to lose everything, man? Because that's something that will happen before this thing is over, man. You got anything you want to say?
I got a precept.
Okay. And that's and for ourselves as well, man. You gotta constantly keep that in your mind. Like, are you really ready to lose everything, man? Because that's what's gonna be required for us to get the kingdom.
Right. And I'll say this too before I get this scripture. We're really not losing nothing, you know, because what the hell do we really have here, you know? The food is defiled. Well, I'll start with the woman. The women are defiled because that's the glory of a man. So if you lose a lot of guys fall out of this truth, you know, and you know, certain brothers have to let go of a female loser in order for them to maintain and grow in this truth, you know. But back to what I was saying, what do you really have to lose? What are you really losing when you giving up everything that you got? And it's going to come a point, like the brother said, that we are going to lose everything that we got. So we don't have a woman here. Woman means servant. We don't have food, whole food. Okay? We're eating genetically modified food. Even that shit that's in the whole food stores and in the health food stores, you know, that's GMO too. Some of it, I mean, it's better than eating in a regular grocery store. You know what I'm saying? But they spraying chemical trails in the air, so them chemicals are falling on the earth. So everything growing got chemicals in it. Okay? And what else? What else? The clothes we wearing, we not wearing royal apparel. We're royal people, you know. You don't got your children. The scriptures tell you that. Can you get it real quick? Ecclesiasticus 25. Let me see. I find the verse about 6 things that make the Most High happy, or 5 things in this. Okay, it's 7, verse 7. Bring it out.
I'll bring it out. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy with his children. Shalaki, a man that hath joy of his children.
Right, you can finish it.
And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
Right. So I want to pick that part out the verse where it say, it make the Most High happy to see a man have joy with his children. And that's a great happiness that a man gets, is to have joy with his sons and daughters, if you have them, you know. But in this kingdom, you don't have your sons and daughters. Mm-hmm. Okay? For those brothers that do have, I don't want to use the word children, but sons and daughters. Okay? You're not getting no joy, because the woman is uplifted. She's given the authority, the supreme authority over the kids in this setup. And the government, you know, Esau owns the children. He put his way into them. And if you spend all your time trying to put this truth into your child head, you're not going to be able to be a productive member of the ministry. Okay? Not allocating for brothers that got children or like sons and daughters to not take care of their kid and not show them love and not teach them, you know. But you can't. We don't have time to sit down and school our children. We got work to do. You know, we got to go out and slave for Esau, and we just in a bad position, man. You know, we just in a bad position. So when it's all said and done, you really not you're not losing nothing. We gonna lose everything, which is really nothing. That we really not losing nothing. This shit is hell. It's garbage. It's oppression. It's vexation of the spirit. But we gonna lose all that, and to gain everything, to really have your women, your children, to have wealth. Oh, we don't even got money. We got fucking fool's gold.
I got a quick scripture for you,
Come on,
bro. Because what the brother basically saying is, man, only a spiritual man is gonna understand that we don't have shit right now, man. That this world and the things that we are seeing and it's tangible right now it's artificial, man, and it's temporary, man. Right. But only a spiritual man sees that. But these carnal man looks at it like, what you talking about? I'm touching this money. I got a woman at home with me. I see my kids. And that's what they get caught up on, man. But
and they don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
They don't. That's, the point of the lesson is you got guys that are not ready to give it all up. It don't mean you gotta physically give it up. The Most High will test you, and you will have to give up certain things on physically, but you give it up in your mind, meaning all that stuff means nothing to you.
Yeah.
This truth is priority, and it means everything.
Like you prepping your mind to give it up. If it come down to it, it's gone.
Right, and it's gonna come down to it.
Yep.
Like you brought out, it's gonna come down to it. Go ahead.
Okay. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 14. It says, "But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolish unto him." And that's why they can't. These niggas that's living in the carnal mind frame, they can't. They really don't believe in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right. So
they like, man, what you talking about? I'm gonna get everything 100-fold. That shit sound crazy. That's foolishness. Telling me I'm gonna have all these kids. I'm gonna have all these women. They don't believe in the promises of the Most High, man.
Right. You're going to have riches beyond measure.
Yeah, I'm going to have a chariot. I'm going to get to travel the galaxy. Okay, now you're going too far. Shit. Reading on, it says, "Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned," man. It's not for them, man. The Most High didn't give the Spirit, to put the Spirit on them to have that faith in every word in this book, man. Because when you have that faith in this book, the rest of this shit is vain to you. Right. Like, it really don't matter, man. And you see it, man, because you truly, like in Jeremiah 15, man, you come out of Babylon, man. You flee out of Babylon. So, like, when you do get into these things, you done lay down with your old lady, got you a shot of box. At the end of it, you be like, man, that shit was trash. Or it didn't mean shit to you, man. You love your kids, you're around your kid, but you know at the end of the day, shit, I live on paperwork in this fucking place. I'm a non-custodial parent. So really, I don't have no fucking child. And you see these things, man. And that's why the Most High, it's a gift from the Most High to be able to see these things and recognize that this is not our rest, man. Pursuing the Micah 2 and 10, man. This is not our fucking place to rest and get comfortable, man.
Right.
This is what we were supposed to serve our captivity, and that's it.
Yep, you read in Matthew 19, I believe. And let me check it real quick before I proceed what I'm about to say. It got to be Matthew 19. Right, if you read in Matthew 19, okay, it really talk about one that came on to Yahushua, Salaki. I just want to make sure I'm bringing out the account properly. One man came on to Yahushua asking, "Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life. And Yahushua told him to keep the commandments, right? Mm-hmm. Keep the commandments of the Most High. So he said, well, damn, I've been keeping the commandments from my youth up, so I'm good. Then he thought Yahushua was done. And Yahushua said, that's not it. Now you also have to go out and sell all that you have, basically give up everything that you got. And to also, you have to have them two things. So you got to follow the commandments, and you got to give up everything that you have, which means have faith. Mm-hmm. Or sacrifice. Okay? He had to go and make a sacrifice, which required faith.
We were just talking about that earlier.
Right. And what did the man do? He said he walked away and sad. Now, I could have read the account, but just for the sake of time, I'm not going to read the account. But they say he walked away. He basically walked away sorrowful, right? Because he had much possession. He was like, damn, I got to give all that up.
Yeah.
So same thing with these guys that we didn't witness fall out. Not all of them, but some guys, they can't give up. And you don't necessarily got to have riches and all that type of stuff. You just don't want to give up what you do have, or the position that you did have in the world.
Or just stop being a nigga. You got a lot of cats just can't stop being a nigga.
Why? Because they don't want to give up. They don't want to give up what they had, the position that they had. That position as a low life nigga. They don't want to give that up. It's fun. You get to laugh. It's really fucking hell. But you telling stories. It don't require work, a lot of work at all. Really no work. To be a nigga is effortless. It don't require you to put in no work. No discipline. It don't require you to select your brother. It don't require you to be disciplined at all. There is no guidelines, no boundaries and no rules, to in being a nigga. It's all, you can go all out, and do whatever the hell you want to do, Oh, I got to come under bondage to this knowledge, to Yahushua, and I got to deal with order, and I got to believe in all this in this book, and they can't do it. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, now I was thinking about, since you brought that account up, like, guys come into this thing, man, and it's easy to keep the commandments, man. Grow a beard, follow the dietary law. That's not the hard part, man. And they really doing that just to show face in front of men. But then when it's time to give up everything as an ultimate show of faith.
Well, check it out, Doc.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. This thing, I don't mean to cut you. That's what that man said. Well, I'm keeping the laws.
Yeah, that's how I done it. I've been doing that since I was a kid.
Over there at IUIC, they on that doctrine, keeping all the laws.
Which they not.
Go ahead, Doc.
But then when it's time to show that faith and really give up every fucking thing, they like, nah, that's too much.
Right.
Because they really just doing it. I'm going to be a part of something, man. I like what y'all doing. I'm going to get down with y'all. Like we was talking about, guys be wanting to feel comfortable somewhere. They want somebody to cry to, somebody to vent to, and talk about their fucking problems, man. But then when they get real, that's when they start shying away, man. And eventually they just fade off into the wind.
Yeah, the things that a person have, while we dealing with men that have come into this truth, and the ones that just be full of shit, man, and not willing to give up everything to get this knowledge and to get the kingdom. Well, that is the knowledge. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that's where the kingdom starts at. But we the kingdom, us Israelites. Okay, and they not willing to give up everything. And giving up everything, it starts in your mind. Meaning that whatever you have, whether it be a position that you held in the world, a title that you held and people gave much reverence to you, or just you and your damn own messed up mind believe that you were somebody. And you got a lot of guys that are self-proclaimed, that give they have self-proclaimed titles.
Yeah, you remember the old song, man, I'm a pimp. in my own fucking mind.
Right. So in your own mind, shit can be going on, you know. And when you come into this truth, you have to be born again. So you got to be willing to give up. You got to give it all up. You got to give, and it starts, like I said, with you telling yourself in your mind that all this means nothing to me. Okay? Because eventually you are going to lose it, whatever you got. And for the most part, brothers don't have, the brothers in this truth and the men that came into the truth, for the most part, don't have much. You know what I'm saying? We already don't got nothing. We playing with fool's goals, which is the Federal Reserve notes. And it's going to come a point in time that you're going to lose everything.
I got a scripture for you.
Go ahead, Art.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, and the scriptures is chapter 3 and verse, I'm going to get straight to the point, verse 6. It say a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, man. So Jake don't understand, man. It's a balance to it, man. But the things that you supposed to focus on getting supposed to be spiritual, man, like the scriptures tell you, man. And all the other things, you already supposed to be like, man, I'm ready. Shit, I'm giving all this up, man. Starting with that status, man. Because once you really get into these scriptures and start killing that old man, your status that you had in the world is going to disappear, man.
Right, and that status could have been manufactured in your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of brothers, you know, some brothers did come from certain brothers could have been probably playing in the NBA, maybe the NFL. Certain brothers had talent to deal with, could have been in the music industry, rappers and producers and stuff like that. To give you any examples, you know, but you got some brothers that didn't really have no position, so-called position or title in this wicked, abominable kingdom, you know. But maybe in your mind you had some type of title and status. You know what I mean?
God, what you got?
This is Salakia. All right, this is 1 Timothy chapter 6. Because this is the mindset frame that you're supposed to be in this truth. Okay? All right, verse 7. Salakia, I'm just trying to find the right spot. 1 Timothy 6, verse 7, it says, "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out." So even just living the regular cycles of life, you know, it's going to come a point in time when you're going to die. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to lose it. You're going to lose everything you got anyway. But we talking about the being in this knowledge, preparing ourselves for the kingdom, getting ready for us to rule this planet Earth under our Lord and Savior Yahushua, under King David. Okay? And you're going to eventually, you're going to lose everything, you know? Reading on though, it says, having food and raiment, let us be there with content. So that's the spirit you're supposed to be in. I just need to get my daily bread and have some clothes on my back and a roof over my head, somewhere to lay my head down at. You know, but you can live. You don't necessarily got to have a roof over your head, so to speak. Not promoting that, but I'm just saying that you really need some just food. And we want to be clean. Have some clothes to put on your back. So you just want to have enough, man. Just enough, just to make it through this wicked setup. Okay. We ain't not worried about how people looking at you. Not worried about what little you may have, or whatever you may have, whether it's a little or a lot. Not worried about that, but having your mind solely focused on this truth, on this word, man. You know, and that's the spirit you need to. That being in this spirit, then that's a good sign. You know, that you're not worried about all that. You're just worried about getting your daily bread, just getting what you need to make it through to the next day.
Hey, Jake fully setting that, man. And like you just like a small example how Jake really can never let go of the shit they had in the world. Jake want to get buried in everything they was in love with in the world, man.
Right. They just had some cat I seen on the internet. I forget exactly where, but some cat might have been World Star Hip Hop. He died and he buried it. He died with $100,000 worth of gold and jewelry on and shit.
Yeah, another old school Jake.
The scripture just said when you die, you can't take nothing with you.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm getting to. Like, just real quick, it was another cat. It was an old school guy died, and he got buried. They literally buried him in his classic car. Like, had a crane digging up a big enough hole and dropped him. The dead body is sitting up in the driver's seat and buried this nigga in the car. But it just show you that Jake don't understand the spiritual world, man, and that your spirit is the only thing that matter, man, because your spirit world is returning. Your spirit is returning back to the spiritual realm, and your body's staying here, man. So your spirit that car ain't coming back to the spiritual world with you. That gold ain't coming back to the spiritual world with you. Yeah, something else?
Nah, you got it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 4.
You want me to read it for you?
Come on, you can. The water. 2 and 4.
All right, Sirach chapter 2, verse 4, it read, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate."
And just, man, and you hear it a lot amongst brothers, man. We say it amongst ourselves on a consistent basis, man. If too much time go by and I ain't caught no hell, I'm nervous, man. And then when the Most High do, you know you doing right, man, and you suffer for Yahweh's sake, man. You suffer for righteousness, man. You take it cheerfully, man, because you know the Most High is dealing with you, man. Pursuing Hebrews chapter 12, man. He's dealing with you as a son, man. He's chastising you, man, testing you. And the second part of the scripture say, "Be patient when thou art changed to a lower state," man. So when certain things happen in your life, it seems like you done lost your job. You might have been on the verge of losing your apartment, wherever you're living. Certain things like you're back up against the wall. Just be patient. In other words, have faith that the Most High gonna take care of you. Focus on continuing to do this work and building your spirit up, man. And the Most High is gonna take care of you no matter what, man. And the longer you endure, you have experience to back that up, man. You got like, damn, I remember that one time a couple years ago, I thought there was no way out of this situation. Before I know it, boom, the Most High delivered me out of it, man. And now still to here today, you dwelling in this truth. But you got guys who don't have that mind frame or that strength spiritually.
That patience. That to take the patient going into suffering. Take the suffering.
It be certain cases where you might be like struggling with a job and stuff, man. Like especially with this economy we in, man, it might be hard for you to find a decent job. So instead of being patient and waiting for something to open up, you go run across country to go grab a job up north or something because you heard they pay better. Oh, I'm about to start driving trucks or something. And then the route that you take hinders you from doing the work. And the Most High set it up that way because you wasn't part of the elect, man. But if you sit and do it, man, he'll take care of you, man. It might go a year with you kind of shit just really barely making it, man. And then out of nowhere, because you was patient and faithful, the Most High bless you with a better job for you to sustain in this kingdom, man.
Yep. And then when you come into this truth, you are going to be brought to a lower state. That's just part of the contract. You're going to get brought to a lower state one way or the other. You're going to be, society is going to look at you different. They're going to see a difference, trust me. The people that you have to deal with in your walk in this messed up, jacked up society, they're going to see a difference in you. And they gonna reject you, and you should reject them too. You supposed to. Meaning being around them, giving them your time, they want time from you.
Yeah.
It's gonna come a separation with that. Meaning they gonna want to be separate from you. You should want to be separated from them. You know, your woman is, for the most part, you gonna have brothers that they women will stick with them if that be the Lord's will. But in many countless examples, and I'm telling you my testifying on my own experience, the different women I didn't deal with, they all then left, you know, because I was dedicated to this truth, you know, and they looking at me like, damn, this dude ain't getting lineups, you know what I'm saying? He don't care about how he dress, you know, not saying you can't, get fly or whatever, you can't dress up. Yeah. I'm just not one of them brothers that always really be, dressing like that. I just put on, as long as I'm looking coordinated to a degree, I'm good, And
the brothers gonna turn into niggas. They gonna get jealous of that eventually, man. You always with them niggas, man. I can't get one Saturday with you. Would you do anything for them niggas?
That's it. So being in this truth, you gonna get brought to a lower state. That's just part of it.
You can read verse 5 of Rashad just to see why the Most High do this, man. Why is the Most High putting hell on you? Why is the Most High putting you in certain situations? Go ahead.
Right. All right. This is Sirach 2:5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
So he created the analogy for you, man. The analogy is gold being tried in the fire to test its purity, man, which is an analogy for his acceptable men being put in the furnace of adversity, because every man is not built for adversity, man. It's a lot of cats can't deal with the Most High's kitchen. As soon as the heat get cranked up, they run right up out of there. Like, oh shit, I didn't know it was gonna get that hot. They don't want to deal with the hell, man. But you're not going to escape the Most High hell. So even if you think you're getting away, you run back into the world, man, the Most High got something for you, man. And that's why another thing that fuels our faith is that fear of the Most High and what he'll do to you if we don't be patient and endure, man. Which is going to be a destruction one way or the other, man. Because we all, like the scriptures say, we all going to be sit in the judgment seat, man.
That's right. So especially like for new brothers that's just coming into the faith, you got to have that mindset, man. Like Paul in Philippians 3:8. You got to count everything, your position, what you had, all that stuff in the world as nothing, as shit, to gain the excellency of Yahweh Shai, which is going to give you what? The kingdom. To gain the excellency of the knowledge. That's what it say. Mm-hmm. The excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And that's going to give you what? The kingdom. If you endure to the end. You gotta be willing to give all that shit up. Out of your mind first and foremost. Because every brother going to catch different types of hell, Mm-hmm. Certain brothers ain't going to lose their job. Certain brothers, may not have car issues as much or really go deal with car issues.
Certain brothers will have their kids around them on a regular basis.
But the hell or the tribulation comes in many different forms, The demons, that brother that may not have his job taken from him, or and the Most High replaced the jobs. We can give accounts. I can even tell you about me and this brother. I done seen it over the years. The 9 years, we done went through many jobs. We lost jobs, got another job. Got laid off, got another job. Got laid off again, got another job. Through who? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
And not like, man, fuck us first off, but shit, bro, we done took some low, degrading ass fucking jobs, man. Just to get our daily bread, man. Knowing that, hey, shit, even if it didn't happen, but just like, fuck it. we're gonna do what we gotta do and keep pushing this word, man. It's I was talking to a brother in Dallas about that, and he was basically saying that, man, yeah, it'd be a lot of opportunities I could take to make a lot more money, but it's gonna hinder this word, man. It's gonna hinder me from doing this work.
Right.
So a faithful man that's faithful to and committed to doing this work and this business of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is not gonna basically tuck tail and run when things get bad, man.
And can I say something real quick
Right.
too? Because you got certain brothers that do got money. You know, not a lot of money, but they did got a little money. You know what I mean? And you gotta imagine the type of demons that they may have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, now they definitely gonna deal with a lot more demons. Most likely because, say you got that money, now the temptation to go and deal and spend that money is gonna be there. Okay? When you got money, you want to spend that shit. You know, you want to spend it, and you could be in a world of all kind of activity with money. And if you're doing that, then what? Now you're not doing the work.
Yep.
Now you're not in these scriptures like you should be. Now you're not communicating with brothers and being an effective member of the ministry, because you know if you chose to go and deal in that world of spending money and you know all the things that come with that, you know. So now being in this faith, if you the sincere brothers, you fight that temptation, you know, or them demons may plague you. I don't know about it, you know what I'm saying, but well, I know at times I run into, I do, well, I do know about it to an extent, you know, because at times I done had a little, Most High done blessed me with a little money here and there, and you know, first thing come to mind, because we in the flesh, I want to go, you know, do something with this money, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the right things to do with the money, you know. But that's just the point, that for the most part you're gonna have brothers that don't really have money, you know, and that's living paycheck to paycheck, or you know, or whatever the circumstance may be. In other cases, you have certain brothers, whoever they may be, that or not, they're not doing that bad, you know.
Yep.
They doing okay, but they still catching hell and going through the fire too, you know.
Man, it's precept real
Okay.
quick. This is Sirach, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4 and 9. It says, "Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor, and be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment," man. So don't give up faith because judgment then came upon you, man. Because sometimes, whether it be for good or bad, man, whether you suffering for righteousness or you made a mistake and the Most High put some hell on you, shit, you don't give up, man. And that shows even a little bit more faith when you get judged for something you done, but then you fight to you snap right, you keep going, man. I fucked up, I made a mistake. We in this flesh, man. The Most High judged me. I'm gonna keep teaching. I'm gonna keep give more focus, man. That should make you want to go that much harder, knowing that the Most High had mercy upon you, and he judged you for the matter, but he spared you, man. So now what should I do? Should I get weary, or should I show that much more appreciation by doing what he required of me, man? You have something you want to say?
Nah, I got a precept.
Sorry.
This is you got something before I bring it up?
No, go ahead.
All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 52. I'm just going to stick to this one verse because this is the point. It says, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump is dealing with the thermonuclear destruction that is not far from now. You know, we see it in the making. We seeing all these different nations coming together teaming up or allying up with each other, as written in the prophecy. You know, that's what's so beautiful about it. What's written in the prophecy of the different nations that's gonna come together for this third world war. We see it in the making. You know, we see it happening. Okay. And for us here in Babylon the Great, if we are of the elect, you know, Lord willing, this scripture is going to apply to us primarily. It says, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. Okay, when that nuclear destruction comes here to Babylon the Great, and it's also going to hit other parts of the earth too, you know. And if one of the elect members is in that area, the Most High going to beam them up in the chariots also. Okay, just to put that out there. You know, but mainly right here in Babylon the Great, this place is Babylon the Great is going to get completely wiped out. Other parts of the world is going to get hit with the missiles. But America, this whole landmass, is going to get completely destroyed by those thermonuclear missiles. It says, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. So I'm going to go back to the top. It says, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. At the last trump. That's talking about, like I said, when the missiles drop, what's going to happen when the missiles drop and hit the soils of America? The elect is going to get beamed up, and it's going to be in a twinkling of an eye. So any and everything you had down here in this wicked setup of Esau, you're not taking it with you. The only thing that's leaving up out of here is your spirit. Okay, and we starting over brand new. That's why I said, make the statement earlier in this video, that you're really not losing nothing. You know, you really not, for you to be in the mindset that nothing is more important than this truth, and the truth is primary, and everything else is really vanity. Everything else is vanity, because we gonna get the real deal in the kingdom, man.
Yep, times 100.
That's it. So you gotta be in that mindset to give up not only, you know, certain things that you may have on a physical level, whether it be house, car, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not saying that when you come into this truth, then you gotta say, oh shit, I gotta give my car up. I gotta give up my woman.
Because
I gotta give up.
That's the picture niggas try to paint, man.
Right.
GMS. You get a part of GMS, you're gonna lose there. The nigga up there in Milwaukee, man. The 8. The great
right.
8.
Like we saying when you come, like we saying, or we're teaching according to the scriptures. When you come into this thing, you just gotta cast everything off. That's not what we're saying. You gotta have the mindset. You gotta have the mindset that all that means nothing to you. Whatever you may have, you know, whatever status, that goes from your status that you had in the world, whatever it was, you know, whoever you was, you got to give that guy up. You know what I'm saying? Whether you was a so-called on a high status in the world, on a low status in the world, okay, you got to give that up, and you got to know whatever you may have that you're gonna lose it, okay. And then that's where it all starts with you having that mentality, you know. You having that mentality that, look, none of this means nothing because I'm going to lose it. Eventually, you're going to lose it all. You got something you want to say?
No, I just had you had another precept?
No, that was it.
You can grab Matthew chapter 10 and start at 38, Baba Shah. Okay.
Okay. Matthew chapter 10, verse 38. It reads, and he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
And this is Yahweh Shah speaking, man. So he was letting you know that anybody who's not willing to follow the path that I set, man,
which is these scriptures,
is not worthy of me, man. So like, if you're not willing to give up everything, man, which is nothing, you should want to lose this shit, man.
Really?
This shit's corrupted, defiled on every level, man. Everything you can think of is disgusting at the end of the day, man.
But you got to have faith that if I give all this up, something else is gonna be there and to replace it. You know?
But a nigga go down to damn Louisiana and gamble all his money off and shit. But you won't give up everything for the Most High.
Right. It takes faith. You gotta have faith that if I give all this up, what's gonna be left for me? If you give all this up, you gotta have faith that the kingdom is coming. I'm giving all this up, cause that's what Peter said in that same chapter, Matthew 19. He said, "We have given up all, we have forsaken all." Matter of fact, I'm gonna read that real quick. You still needed to.
The next verse, but
I go now. We'll finish this and I go to it. Okay, Matthew 10 verse 38. It says, "And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me."
Yeah, so you really like all these cats that claim that they following after the Lord and I'm all about you. I was shy if they say the name or whatnot. If you're not taking the hell that comes with it, man, you're not truly following the Lord, man, and you're not worthy of him. You can read verse 39.
Okay. "He that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it."
Yep. And where are we going to find it? First of all, we're going to find it in the form of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man, which is that's how we have the kingdom now. And we endure to the end, and that's why it's important that, man, we pray for that endurance, man. Pray that the Most High keeps us in the mind frame that we in right now, like,
Right.
Cause you might have a mind frame now, well, yeah, I'm ready to lose it. Oh, fuck Babylon, all this. And then all of a sudden, when hell break loose, you just start shaking and shivering and you give up. So you gotta pray for the Most High to keep you in that mind frame, man, all the way to the end, and then then you'll find it at the end, man,
right,
when we deliver it, man. If we be part of that number, man, that's when you gonna know who was part of the elect. When brothers start getting beamed up, man.
Right.
Until you on the chariot, we don't know who's the elect, man.
And we done seen guys outside of the 30 plus years and the 25 plus years, the counts of different guys, the apostles and the elders, have seen that have fell out this truth because they could not give up their life. Meaning, the old man that they just could not give that up. And the things that came with being that old man, they just couldn't give it up. You know, we seen men in this truth, so supposed to be in the truth. They was called for a short period, and the Most High got rid of them to teach the knowledge for a period of time, and then they went back into the world, stopped doing the work, and went back into the world. Why? Because they could not give up their life. They wasn't willing to lose their life. They had better things to do. I gotta go get back to what I was doing, man. This right here is causing me to lose in this world. You gonna lose in this world, okay? But you gotta lose this world, get rid of this, cast off this world and everything that you knew, so to speak, concerning the understanding of these scriptures. Which talks about everything, which deals with everything. Everything that exists and is happening on the earth is right here in the scriptures, man. The thoughts of man and the whole nine is right here in the scriptures. You got to give that up so you can get into these scriptures. So you starting with the knowledge like the brother brought out. Starts with you giving all that up so you can get into this knowledge, so you can find life, which is the kingdom. You know, us ruling on the planet Earth in total righteousness, and having our women, having riches, and that's just a piece of it, man. We're gonna have way much more. You know, the key thing is living in righteousness, man. Following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and not being able to go off again.
Yep.
And you gotta give up your life. A lot of guys, how many guys that came through this camp that just could not give up the old man that they was, or the shit that they was into, and just fell out.
And a lot of times we called it, man. A lot of times we saw it, man. And we're just amongst ourselves, and not like bashing and talking shit, but it's like, bro, this cat just can't shake that old man, man.
Nah, I ain't gonna put this man's name out there, But one guy said, and I got this. This is basically somebody. I heard this from a brother. He told me about it. He said, "You think I'm gonna lose my business for you niggas?" You know, basically coming out here every Saturday doing this work. You think that's damn near costing me my business. You know, you think I'm about to lose my business to continue doing this work?
So it's basically he said, you think I'm gonna lose my business for the Most High?
Right. That's
you think I'm gonna lose, man? So it's all about what your foundation is, man. Either your foundation is gonna be these words, which is Yahweh Shai, or your foundation is gonna be in the world. And if your foundation is of the world, it's gonna be destroyed along with your fucking ass, man.
Yeah, we had another guy in the camp that fell off more recently, and this guy just couldn't wait to go home to his wife.
Yeah.
Couldn't break this nigga away from his fucking wife, man.
Yeah, he was happy to get a suspension.
Wife and kids, the ultimate family man. But he even said in his mind, you know, when I get done with what I'm doing, you know, as far as with his career, I want to be able to sit back and enjoy my family and enjoy the money with my family.
And never could let that thought go.
He couldn't give up his life. So he lost it, because your life starts right here. This is life.
Yep.
I got one more scripture, and we could, Lord willing, we could close this out. John 6 and 63. Just to prove that point. Yeah, John 6 and 63, it says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth." So the spirit is what? The understanding of these scriptures.
That quickeneth.
That quickeneth, which means to make alive. So the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this Bible, it gives you life. Okay, it makes you alive. It brings you out of you, because you're spiritually dead without this truth. For you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, according to the Bible, if you don't have this truth, you're spiritually dead, according to what? Revelation 11 and 8. Okay? And this makes you alive. It brings you out of that dead state.
Yep.
Okay? The flesh profited nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. And that was Yahweh Shai speaking, okay?
Beautiful.
So, you wasn't willing to give up your life in this world, so you're going to lose it. I mean, it starts with what? You losing the knowledge. Now you're going back to that being spiritually dead.
God, that's just what Yahweh Shai said in Matthew 10 and 39. Yeah.
Yep.
Because if you seeking your life here, that means you trying to do it on your own, man. You really believe in free will.
And what does this world cater to? The flesh.
Yep.
There's nothing spiritual about what's spiritual and wickedness, but it caters to the flesh. Because really spiritual wickedness does cater to the flesh.
God.
You know?
That's a lesson.
So you got to be willing to give it all up, man, to gain everything. Lose everything to gain everything. Lose everything to gain everything. Lose everything in this world to gain the kingdom. In other words. You got it, Doc.
Hey, man, with that, we're going to wrap this up, man. Once again, we're going to give all praise.
Well, Salakia, but before you say this, we do hope this video was edifying. You know, I wanted to put that out there. But you got it, bro.
Hey, with that, once again, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.